Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20%? Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This Would you like to learn a brand new and innovative way to invest your extra money that has a low barrier to entry and low competition? What if I told you that it is a guaranteed method to get up to 18 to 20% return on your investment? Tax lien and deed purchasing is the only way to get into the real estate market through the back door. No credit and no loans needed. This method isn't commonly taught, and therefore the competition is very low, for now. Put together a 14-hour info-packed course which will teach you everything you'll need to know to get started. Learn at your own pace, step-by-step guided video and aids to start you on the TLC deed investment process. The course offers many learning tools for new investors, helping ensure you safely invest in tax liens and deeds. Contact us today and join the buyback team.
Right. Blessings, blessings, guys. I do apologize for the delay. I've been having some Wi-Fi issues. Obviously, you see I'm out of towns, I'm out of the studio, but I definitely want to make sure that I do my monthly webinar. This is a free monthly seminar that I have every single month, the first Sunday of the month. So today I'm doing a special broadcast on my sister platform, which is Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. So here I go by Lashley, real estate legal consultant. If you are in any form of real estate investment, it's good to know the law. It's good to research and troubleshoot things before you go to a lawyer. So that's actually what I do when I consult. Also, I specialize in tax liens and tax deeds. So today we're going to just answer a few questions that I got on my email, and then we're going to get into Illinois tax lien state. It's about a 15-minute video. And then we're going to get into the last topic, which is how to determine land values and factors that influence it. So it's going to be an action pack today. So thank you for the wait. I am going to share it on my Facebook group because it is shared on the page. And I'm going to start off with a question. Um, Hold on one second, guys. Someone had a question for me in the group, so that's the first thing that I want to address is the question. There we go. Come on, baby. God be the glory. Y'all know when I'm out, sometimes this Wi-Fi is a touch and go. So I've really been trying to troubleshoot it and take it to task. Actually, take it to the task. So now we got everything going. Please bear with me. I thank you for being here. If we have any Wi-Fi issues, just let me know. I know y'all used to me playing music, all types of stuff, but today we doing it pretty simple because the more I run things, the slower that it goes. Okay, let's get there. So I think I shared it and I told our group member that we will be answering her question today. So the question from our group member was, hold on. It was about the amount of tax liens that amount of money that would be recommended to start investing in tax liens. Ugh. Today is a good day. Today is a good day. I thank you, Lord, for blessing me. All right. So the question is, can I buy a property tax deed for less than $10,000? And what state do you recommend? Okay. So I do think that you can buy a tax deed for less than $10,000. But when it comes to the state recommendations, that has to be basically what you're looking for. I can recommend a lot of these states, but I want to know what you're looking for. If you're looking for a city, you're looking for a town, you're looking for land in the suburbs, that's where you start to determine where you're going to go. We do have a full breakdown on YouTube for our membership price of $19.99. You'll be able to get the full breakdown of all states that show you what's a tax lien state or tax deed state. Honestly, I do think $10,000 would be a good start, but the best thing to do is to do your due diligence before you actually go to invest in that state. There sometimes are fees that are associated with purchasing a deed, and you need to have the money up front. So I can't really give one recommendation as far as one state because there are a few states that sell deeds. But I have to know a little bit more about your preference because this is what I tell my students or anyone getting involved in tax liens or deeds or foreclosures in different states. That is to know what you're looking for, what you want to do, and what's going to be the end game. Okay. And that's when then you can choose what state that you want to participate in. Also, you want to know what's the state requirements. There's some things that you need to figure out, especially if you're going in as an entity to purchase. And these are the things that you have to have set up before you go to the deed sale. So, for instance, I have my business in Georgia, but in Maryland, I have a registered agent there. So anytime I need to do a transaction, I'm set up. So before we jump out of the window to choose a particular state, you want to have these factors in mind first. Your end game, your amount that you're starting with, and what are the rules and regulations to actually start participating in these deed states. Okay, so I know it was kind of like open, but I need a little bit more from you. So if you were able to tell me what you were looking for, then I'll be able to direct you to what state, because you just don't want to invest based on money. You want to invest based on preferences and based on your outcome. What do you want to actually do with this property? All right. What to do if the property needs improvements? Fix it. If you actually acquire the property, this is the time that you will be responsible for the property. This is why we say do your due diligence. Use different aerial maps if you're in a different state to view the property. Possibly get a realtor that's out there that can help you look at some of these properties. These realtors are out and about all the time. So if you say, hey, I'm going to shoot you $50 today, would you be able to go check these 3 properties for me? And they can physically look at it, and then they can give you their expertise advice. That's some of the things that I do when I'm trying to troubleshoot issues in particular state. Like for instance, I have a property and I'm like, okay, I have an idea of what I want to sell it for, but let me get a realtor there to go out and look at it and see what we can do with it. So once she did that, we were able to talk about some options. And then now I'm starting to make a decision on what I want to do with that particular property. Okay. So it's always good to have boots on the ground on whatever state, any state that you're interested in. If you don't, open your portfolio up, keep your list diverse, make friends. That's what I say. Make friends, get to know people, build bridges, especially if you're going to invest in a state that's outside of your state. Okay. Review available land surveys is very important. That is something that we showed you last week when we went into Henry County. You were able not to see the land surveys, but you saw where you can get the property information from. They will give you a full packet for $1 of everything. And I would assume that the piece of the land survey was there, or and it was information pertaining to it. Usually you go to the zoning office and say, hey, you don't have to go. You call and say, hey, I'm looking for this information related to parcel. How do I obtain that? Do you have the information online? And there is a high probability that a lot of these counties have their information online, that you can do everything from home. Honestly, my first purchase, everything was home. I didn't even see the property until after I purchased it. I took a little risk, but I already had people in the area and I knew about it. You see what I'm saying? So, review available land surveys, boundaries of the property is something that you want to keep in mind, especially if it's in a city and you have close quarters with other businesses, other property owners, or especially if you're in the rural area. Sometimes it's hard to determine where those lines start and end. Okay. And then you want to look for easements. You want to see if there's any homeowners associations attached to it. And that's what you will see on the land survey. This is very important because if you're looking for homeowners association and you want to eliminate it, that is usually the place that you will find if the property is attached to a homeowner association. And that's when I say, gotta go. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. Shout out to Papa Nate. Hey y'all. You in Virginia? You know they sell. I think they sell tax deeds in Virginia. Papa Nate. I think we did do a video about that, and we have that in our Primetime Home Buyers membership. So if you're interested in buying property out there the unconventional way through the back door, let us show you. Okay, because as you know, our goal is to get as many people as possible back into the real estate market. Okay. And I do apologize to my Facebook group. I was extremely late. I was supposed to go in at 12 o'clock and I thought it was 1 and I took a nap because I worked last night and I'm here for it. So if you do have any questions for next month's monthly seminar, which is actually the 30th of this month, because I think it's like I do it every 3 weeks. So we do have another one coming up at the end of the month. All right, so you can sign up for that, and then we will be dropping some information this week to show you how to sign up again if you don't know. And we also have a free budgeting and planning seminar coming up in 2 weeks on Eventbrite, and I would love to invite you. It's free, free, free. Okay. Now, are people living in the property? This is something that you want to know, not because you want to go up in there, because you can't go in there until you actually own it, but you want to know because when it comes to closing procedures, if it's someone in the particular property, you're going to have to do an extra step. And that extra step is eviction. And you guys know, depending on the state, the eviction process can be a little bit timely and just a little bit costly. So you want to know what's the requirements if you have someone in the home and see, can you do it yourself? It's not that hard. We went over that as well. It's been 5 years of like endless information. So we did go over that where we went over squatters, what to do if you have a squatter in the home, what to expect, what is your rights and what's the squatter's rights. Okay, because it can turn from tenant to squatter in a lickety split. Okay, lickety split. Now, I do want to move on to another question. Is there okay movable property on the land? is that feasible when you buy a tax lien or tax deed? Yes, it depends on what the zoning office requires or allow you to do. Um, I'll give you an example. I have a property in Maryland, and the in the midst of me negotiating, well, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with the property, so I had to do some troubleshooting. Thank God for an amazing realtor, Lauren. Got to shout out her. She's boots on the ground for me. She went to the county. She went to the zoning and planning meeting that they were having, like the housing department meeting every month. They have it in every single county, and that's where she talked to the director and asked them what was the requirements for this particular property in this area. When it was it we knew it was buildable, but what could we build? And come to find out, we could not put a movable property mobile home, but we could build an actual two-story. And I'm like, okay, we can't do a mobile home, but we could do a two-story. But that's great. So to find out about that, again, you want to contact the zoning office, look at the land survey. Do apologize if my service go in and out. And also you can talk to local builders in the area, because sometimes builders, they do know what can be done in certain areas, especially if they have built in the area before. Does that make sense? All right, so we're going to get to another question. These are some of the questions that I got in my inbox, and I wanted to address them. And then we're going to get to Illinois. So we're about 15 minutes into the live, and then we're going to get into a little bit of more cheese and bread, which is how to determine the land values and factors that affect it. Is very important, especially if you acquire the land and you want to do something with it. You want to figure out what you can do. Determining the land value actually starts before you even invest, before you even go to the tax lien sale or tax deed sale. You want to know what you're going to be able to get from this investment. Okay. Um, So it says property and land surveys, how to obtain that. I think I just answered that. Writing a letter to the tax assessor, when is it needed? Well, it just depends, especially if you have a property that's outside of your state, you want to stay compliant with everything. So it's really good to stay in contact with the tax assessor's office. Once you acquire the land, they're going to get to know you. You're actually a resident. If you think about it, you are a resident. You want to have good relations with them. You want them to communicate with you about when the taxes are due, changes, get on the email list. If you have to contact the tax assessor office before the sale, just my best advice is to read the frequent ask questions, because they always say, "Did you read the questions? It's on the website. Did you read the questions? It's frequent ask questions is on the website." So do your troubleshooting before you call these entities, because sometimes they're very, very busy, and sometimes they're not specialists. They're just there to process paperwork. So as I mentioned, like for instance, a clerk do not have to know every single document that she processed. She just needs to know what is correct. She just need to know what is correct. Let me see. She need to know what's her particular role in certifying it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is get to the meat and bread, because the service is kind of in and out. So I pray that the I apologize, y'all, for my Wi-Fi issues. I've been taking it to task. I'm going to share the video now. God asked you to broadcast, so we'll be oh, hold on. Oh, that's why. I'm over here just staring at it because I'm trying not to go through it. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you guys. If I have to do a re-upload of this, I will do it. I will redo it. But I did want to go live today. I did want to make sure that I kept my word. Okay. Well, why? I have some music to play in the background. I think I do, but the more I play, the more um the more like gigabytes I take away from this. All right, y'all. I'm having a lot of technical issues, and I thought that I would be able to get through this broadcast, but I really don't think that I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna try one more time to pull up the Illinois video for you guys, just in the live, and I'll be re-uploading tomorrow when I get home. This motherfucker messed up today. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually end the live today because I'm having really bad Wi-Fi issues. It's just not working out here today. I'm outside. This is the weirdest broadcast I ever did. I can't even understand why it's doing this. All right, guys. Love you guys. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna start over again when I get home at 11 a.m. We're gonna do our seminar. Okay, free seminar tomorrow morning in the studio, and we're gonna go over Illinois, and we're going to go over how to determine land value. I have a few lives tomorrow. I'm gonna get back on track. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna let anything stop me, y'all. Y'all already see, and I'm fighting an uphill battle, but my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is gonna get us through here. We have a few things coming up for you next week, and I'll make that announcement tomorrow. I do have a budgeting and saving seminar coming up that's free. That's located on Eventbrite for you guys. I want to say thank you for popping in and popping out today. I apologize for the technical issues. I had a full-fledged presentation. Um, I will go back over the questions tomorrow, and I'll see for next week.